Well, hello, my darlings, and welcome back to our channel. I am so glad you are here. Today, I am going to share with you an actual piece that I am creating for an event that will be taking place in about a week and a half. I am so excited, and I sure do hope that you will stay tuned. Here are the supplies you will be needing for this project. I will be sure to list all of the supplies in the description box below with direct links to each one. Here are the tools you will need for today's project. Be sure to have a tube of permanent glue on hand. Now, let's get crafting. The first thing we're going to do to prepare for this project is source our mirrors from 4 of those Dollar Tree frames. And once you have removed your mirrors from the frames, you are simply going to take each one of those mirrors and glue it down to each one of those home decor art pieces. To do this, we are going to go in with a foundation of our permanent glue, placing bullets going around each edge. And when we're finished laying the foundation of our permanent glue, we're going to go in with a foundation of our hot glue, once again paying special attention to our edges and corners, as well as placing some hot glue in the middle. Once you have placed your foundation of glue, you're simply going to take your mirror. You are going to lay it in the glue, making sure that you are lining up edge to edge and corner to corner. And once you have found your placement, it is simply going to be a matter of applying some pressure and allowing all 4 of your mirrors to dry for a few moments. Now that our mirrors have been set into place, I'm going to show you how we're going to join these 2 pieces to create the foundation. But first, what I'm showing you here is how I have received an misshapen, missized mirror, even though I sourced it out of the same frames that I sourced the other 3. In any event, just be careful, my darlings, when you are creating your Dollar Tree items. Now, to adhere these 2 pieces together, we are going to go in with a foundation of our permanent glue right along the face of what is going to become the back of this particular piece. And then on top of that foundation of permanent glue, we are going to lay a foundation of that hot glue, our hot glue giving us our right now adhesion, while our permanent glue is going to cure over time. And once you have placed both glues down, you are then going to join these 2 pieces, making sure that you are aligning them together, edge to edge and corner to corner. Once you have found your placement, it is simply a matter of possibly turning it over and applying some pins if you have, so you can press that glue into place and then allow it to set for a few moments. So here we have our foundation that has been set into place, and what I'm going to show you here is how we are going to embellish the sides using our mirrored tile. Now, for the life of me, I could not get the adhesive backing to release from these mirrors. If you look over on the right side of your screen, you can see where I lost a handful of them. I don't know. Maybe I could have gotten a bad batch. However, what I'm going to do, or rather I should say, in lieu of using the adhesive backing that came with these mirrors, I am instead going to lay these down with a foundation of hot glue by simply taking my hot glue, laying down possibly 2 to 3 inches of hot glue at a time, and running that mirror backing and all into that hot glue, going around the total perimeter of my piece, and then setting it aside to dry for a few moments. So here we have our foundation that we have placed our mirror tile going all the way around. And what I'm going to show you now is how we are going to have these two pieces act and move as a unit. Now, the option to have gotten these two pieces to adhere one to another would have been to take the hot glue gun or the permanent glue and go in all the way around those edges. However, I did not think that would have been secure enough, and so instead I opted to place a piece of dry foam into the cavity of those two frames, right? Measuring it so that it takes up the exact space that sits in between those two frames, applying some hot glue to the bottom of the foam, setting it into that frame, applying some hot glue to the top of that foam, and then applying the second frame onto that foam, making sure that I'm lining up my edges to my edges, my corners to my corners, and then applying some pressure to ensure that that styrofoam and hot glue is engaging with both of those wooden frames. What we are going to do now is create the piece in its entirety by joining our top parts to our foundation. And what I'm showing you here is that our piece, with the addition of that dry foam, is actually moving as a unit. Now, the design that I came up with is to take that piece and cut our foundation in half, hence giving you the name of a double-sided centerpiece. To adhere the middle portion to our foundation, it is simply going to be a matter of placing a foundation of your permanent glue, and then on top of that placing a foundation of the hot glue, and then finding your placement, making sure that you are using your lines of symmetry, my students who are watching, and cutting this centerpiece directly into half. So now that I have placed my foundation of glue, I am simply going to take this piece, turn it over, look for my half, place it down without applying any pressure, finagle it to make sure that it is in the direct center and sitting straight. And once I have found my placement, I am simply going to apply some pressure and then set this on a side to dry. So here we have our piece. The only thing, of course, now that is missing is our floral arrangement. Now, as you can see, I went in with some random pieces of that dry foam and I glued it to the sides and the top of our piece, because to embellish this, I'm actually going to be using this for an event. And so to embellish this, I want to be able to use flowers. Now, I could have glued those flowers onto the frames. However, if I did, I would have run the risk of losing my flowers, damaging my flowers, and of course, I did not want to do so. So using the styrofoam allows me the peace of mind that if I want to change up the colors for this piece, all I would simply have to do is pull out the flowers that are there and replace them, of course, with the flowers that I need. And so as you can see, I'm going in and I'm sticking in my flowers to create my floral arrangement. Now, if you wanted not to use flowers for this piece, you could simply continue to use your mirrored frame to go up the sides and the top of your piece, which of course would give you a very clean and sterile look that you could possibly use in your bathroom as a vanity or as a home decor piece. But again, as usual, my darlings, with anything that we make, we know the sky is the limit for embellishments, and of course your creativity goes a long way. And so I am going to continue to lay, or rather make, my floral arrangements. I'm going to then clean this up of any glue fronds there may be. I will stage our piece, and then I will be back to show you what our finished project looks like. Well, here you have it, my darlings, our double-sided mirrored centerpiece. Isn't this just absolutely exquisite? I think I would have to say that my favorite part of this piece would have to be, yep, you guessed it, the mirrors and the reflective surface that just makes this piece a blank slate for anything, my darlings, that you would like to do with this piece. Of course, our mirror tile gives it that texture that this piece so desperately needs, and our flowers add some life and buoyancy to this piece as well. And so, my darlings, I think I would have to say that we have nailed yet another project. And not only have we nailed yet another project, we have done so on a budget. And so I would just like to thank you, my darlings, for spending a few moments with me today. Please know that your time is appreciated. And so I say to you, until next time, please, please, please take care of yourselves for me. Know that I love you all. Bye now.
If you're impressed with what you see, feel free to like and subscribe.